Hey guys, it's me again, Eric here at Mountaintop 9, and tonight I want to talk about the 1986 release from Iron Maiden, the classic, the immortal, Somewhere in Time. Now, my favorite thing about this album is the futuristic direction that Iron Maiden went in. This is where they started incorporating synth-based sounds. They started using synthesizer guitars and all that kind of stuff, and then they went even further in that direction on the next album, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Started, incorporating more keyboards, all that kind of stuff. But on this album, they used guitar synth. Alright, and I think Steve Harris even played like some synthesizer bass. It really weird type stuff, but it really added a very unique component and shade to this album. It just, as soon as the first song comes on the speakers, as soon as you hear Caught Somewhere in Time, you just feel like this is a bold new direction for Iron Maiden. Because when you think about it, before this album, everything was meat and potatoes, guitar, bass, drums, alright? It was very stripped down. Even though when Dickinson entered the fold, things became, much more progressive in the sense that the songs became longer and a little bit more complicated and intricate and all that. You had really long songs like Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Still, it was still a guitar-based band. There were no, synths and keyboards or anything like that. So when this album came out, and Iron Maiden started exploring that bold new direction, there were some metalheads, alright, and hard rock fans that were a little bit put off by that. They thought, I don't know, maybe they thought it was a little bit of a sellout to do that, but man, I don't get that at all, because to me, Iron Maiden is a larger-than-life band, just on such an epic scale, So, doing things like this, incorporating synthesizer, and then on Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, when they brought in the keyboard, to me, that just fleshed out the sound even more and added a whole new dimension to everything, okay? Now, one thing I gotta point out about this album that's really funny is Bruce Dickinson didn't contribute anything writing-wise to this album. As far as the songs that are on this album, he doesn't have a writing credit. And that's because he was so burnt out at the end of the Power Slave tour, okay? They went on tour after that album and played so many damn shows all around the world that he was just burnt out, and he wasn't even seeing eye to eye with Steve Harris as far as the direction of the band was concerned. From what I've read, Bruce Dickinson was thinking something like maybe they should do some acoustic-based stuff. That's kind of the direction Bruce Dickinson was thinking. And Steve Harris was like, are you fucking serious? We're not gonna make an acoustic album here. That's not the direction we're going in. And, yeah, I sure am fucking happy that Steve Harris took the damn reins on this album, because I love this fucking album. Somewhere in Time is probably, if I really had to pick right now at this point in my life, I would say that Somewhere in Time is my favorite Iron Maiden album. At least at this moment, to me, it's just aged the best of all the albums, alright? When I was growing up, Peace of Mind, okay, when I was a teenager, I probably would have pointed to Peace of Mind, but nowadays, it's really Somewhere in Time for me, and it's because of the sound of this album, just the overall sound. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get into that, because we're going to go through this track by track. And we're going to start out by talking about the opening track, Caught Somewhere in Time. Now, this is the song that introduces you to this new direction that Maiden is going in with the synth-based sound and just really making you sound like you're walking into this world where robots are flying around and everything is so damn futuristic. I mean, the sound is just so swirling and it just wraps you up in such a unique atmosphere right away. And this is the type of song where I would say that this is one of Steve Harris, this is one of his best compositions. From top to bottom, there's not a stale moment in this entire song. Every fucking riff is good. The melodies are just on point all the way through. And Bruce Dickinson, he is at his operatic best. When you think about it, all through this song, through the verses and during the chorus, when he's doing that Caught Somewhere in Time line, he's just hitting every note. His breathing, everything is perfectly controlled, and I really don't know what else to say about this opening cut other than it's one of the best damn songs on the album, okay? I mean, there's really nothing I can add add to the song other than to say, when you put on Somewhere in Time and you listen to this opening cut, it gets you off and running, alright? So I'm going to move ahead to the next song now, which is Wasted Years. Now, this song was a single from the album, and it was written by Adrian Smith. I love the verse lines in this song when Bruce is saying stuff like, too much time on my hands, I got you on my mind, can't ease this pain. All of that stuff sounds so damn good, and Bruce is just packing all of those lines. He's just packing them with so much emotion, so I really love that part. The thing I don't like about Wasted Years, alright, is the chorus. Come chorus time, the song really flops, alright? The song just goes fucking limp. The melody to the chorus is just too cheesy sounding, alright? You go from these verses that are just filled with, you know, honest and raw conviction, and you really feel like it's genuine emotion, but then you get to the chorus, and the chorus is really cheesy. That whole part where it's saying, make your stand and realize you're living in the golden years, you know, all that stuff. That whole chorus part, don't like it at all. Too cheesy, it sounds fake to me. And second of all, when I see a line like that and realize you're living in the golden years, alright, that makes me think of someone in their fucking 70s or 80s sitting out on their back porch. They just retired and got their, you know, their gold watch, and they're sitting out back watching the fucking grass grow. That's what makes me think when I hear about someone living in their fucking golden years. I don't think about someone in the prime of their goddamn life, in their 30s, 40s, whatever the case may be. Having the time of their life, they got shit to look forward to. That's not what the golden years. The golden years, to me, you know, that conjures up images of the retirement home, alright? So I don't really get that whole part, you know. I guess that's a different spin on it. When Adrian Smith was writing these lyrics, the golden years to him must not mean that, but that's what they fucking mean to me. But the verses, holy shit. Bruce Dickinson is on fire during those verses, and the lyrics are really cool through those sections. So, Wasted Years. I like some of it. Come chorus time, nah, not much at all, man. So, Wasted Years is one of those songs where just take it or leave it. I think it's an okay track for what it's worth, but nothing great. It's no Caught Somewhere in Time. Now, something I want to talk about, though, before I move on to the next track, I should have talked about this when I was talking about Caught Somewhere in Time. But, this tour, it's a real sad thing that when Maiden toured for Somewhere in Time, it's really sad that they didn't do a balls-to-the-wall, full live video for this album. You know, when I was growing up, you know, you had that Live After Death thing, alright? You had that release where they played at Long Beach Arena. You know, I grew up watching that shit from that Power Slave tour. I grew up watching that and loving it, but holy Christ almighty, would have I loved to have seen an official release from Maiden, okay? Shot on film from this tour. How cool would have that been? Because they have all the futuristic, you know, all the neon lights, all of the shiny, bright shit going on, just the way they looked, you know. Bruce Dickinson even was wearing this jacket that had shit lighting up on it and everything. I loved that whole Blade Runner inspired direction that the band was going for visually with this album and with the tour. So it would have been, it'd be awesome to throw on a really nice, crisp, and clean official release from a show from this tour that you could watch and enjoy to this day. But sadly, the only footage you can find from this tour, it's shitty footage, you know? It's not, you know, crisp and clear and makes you feel like you're right there, like when you watch, you know, shit from the Power Slave tour, because the band, you know, went all out with that as far as filming it. But whatever reason, they didn't do that, and I think that was a big mistake that they didn't do that for this album's tour. They really should have documented that shit, you know, with professional cameras and everything, and went all out and released it to the public. Would have been a beautiful thing. So I just want to point that out before I move on. Now, the next song is called Sea of Madness, and it's another Adrian Smith composition. Now, this song I actually like a little bit better than Wasted Years, and the funny thing is I used to skip Sea of Madness all the time. And the reason is because when it first starts, that main riff, It's nothing special at all. It's rather chaotic and murky sounding, really. It's not really that good a riff, and there's not a really good, like, you know, typical Maiden flair, like a really cool high, like, melody line going on over top of that chaotic riff. So it's just kind of unengaging. It's murky, like I said. But as the song goes on, though, all right, and as you get to the chorus sounds pretty good, and Bruce Dickinson sounds kind of brooding. He has like some really cool, unique approach to how he's delivering the vocal lines. You know, Bruce is always very theatrical, and he shows that on Sea of Madness. But my favorite part of Sea of Madness, and that's why I'm glad that I stopped skipping the song, because it's an easy thing to miss if you keep skipping the damn song. One day I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep Sea of Madness playing. I'm not gonna skip the fucking thing. So I leave this damn song on, and it gets to the halfway point right after the first lead break, all right? And it gets to this halfway point where everything kind of drops out a little bit. It's kind of this nice, slow, moody part right in the middle of the song, okay? And you hear some really nice Steve Harris bass lines, and it's really kind of moody and atmospheric, and then you're hearing some crisp kind of lead flourishes going on, and Bruce is doing this really high-pitched, almost kind of like a falsetto hum thing, and it just sounds so damn tender and emotional. It really kind of gets you into the mood. And this part right here, it's this whole part, and then Bruce starts saying lines like sun don't shine on the Sea of Madness. It's just this whole part right here in the middle. It's very moody and quiet and emotional, and it just fills my head with so many images. It's like I was talking about earlier. One of the great things about this album is the colors that it puts in your mind, the vivid imagery that just the music on its own can paint. This really moody middle section of Sea of Madness is just fucking classic. Now, moving on from Sea of Madness, the next song is called Heaven Can Wait, and it's hands down the worst fucking song on the album. I think this song is a total sore spot. And, you know, this is a Steve Harris pen track. How he can go from the greatness that is caught somewhere in time to the utter shit, alright, to the utter raw sewage that is Heaven Can Wait, I'll never know. But that's life, you know. Some things in life just can't be explained. But Heaven Can Wait. The only thing I can say about this song that is worth pointing out as maybe being a redeeming virtue is just the fact that the verse sections are aggressive. I mean, McBrain on the drums, holy shit, he sounds really good. The band is just firing on all cylinders. Everyone sounds tight and concise and a well-oiled unit. Everything else, that chorus, that Heaven Can Wait part, no man, get it the fuck out of my head. That shit is cheesy. It's over the top, and then that whole, oh, you know, that part later on in the song with all that shit going on. Oh, come on, man. I mean, even though I don't think Wasted Years and Sea of Madness are the best songs, they're still competent songs. You get to Heaven Can Wait, and everything goes down the proverbial toilet. Everything goes into the proverbial fucking outhouse, okay? With rats floating on logs of shit. I don't like this song. So Heaven Can Wait. I've never been into this one, even though, you know, musically it's tight and well played. The song fucking sucks. Moving on. Steve Harris redeems himself with the next track, the classic masterpiece, The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. This track has a fantastic, solemn sounding opening that lets you know that you're in for another journey. It lets you know, hey, you like that atmosphere that you got on the opening track, all right? Well, here we go again. I'm going to dish that out to you in full. The guitar lines, this is quintessential Maiden. It's the type of Maiden, just like I was talking about earlier, that you get in abundance on this album, where it just makes you feel. Even if you took the words off of this song, if you took Bruce Dickinson's lines off this song, the music would tell its own story. It would still tell a story of loneliness. It would tell a story of searching and of longing. And there's this really cool bridge part in this song, okay, where the guitars just sound like they're weaving, man. They sound like the tide. It feels like a tide going in and out. It feels so elemental, and it feels like it's peering into your soul. That's the way the guitars in this song make me feel, okay? This song has it all. It's a very well-constructed song. It's filled with great leads. This is a masterpiece, and it should be in the Maiden set list. To this very fucking day, how it's not is beyond me. Just such a great song. The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. You put this one on, you crank it up, you feel it in your soul. I guarantee you, this song, you cannot walk away from this song without being unimpressed. You just can't. It's impossible. Now, the next track is called Stranger in a Strange Land. It's another Adrian Smith composition, and I'll tell you what, man, why this song has been played in the set list over the years. I mean, I don't know if it still is, but I know it used to be. Also, like I said, it was released as a single and everything else. Why? I'll never know, because this song is fucking boring, all right? I'm going to be bluntly honest with you. I've always thought it was boring. The riff, okay? This song is the type of track that hinges on the main riff, and guess what? This main riff doesn't deliver. For one thing, it's like this riff that's supposed to be like a heavy, crunchy riff. It's supposed to be heavy and kind of make kind of a bulldozer type impression right over your damn head. But the problem is it sounds very amorphous. It sounds very processed, and everything is mixed together. It's kind of like how I said how the riff to Sea of Madness sounds really murky, okay? Well, that's the same thing on Stranger in a Strange Land. Here we have a song where that main riff is supposed to make the impression. This song hinges on that riff, but it's just too fluid. It's just all melted together like soggy cereal. So it just doesn't work. I've never liked that riff. You know, it doesn't have any sharpness to it, any points. It's just all mixed up like Cheerios sitting in fucking milk for a week, okay? The verses, holy shit, are they boring. It is boring. It just takes forever. It goes nowhere, all right? It's not building the proper atmosphere. And then the chorus, you know, Stranger in a Strange Land. Land of ice and snow. Who gives a shit? That's my opinion about Stranger in a Strange Land. But moving along, the next track is a total masterpiece of the highest order. It is a colossal monument in songwriting called Deja Vu. This song was written by both Dave Murray and Steve Harris, and I'll tell you what, just like I said about Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner, Deja Vu, even more so. Deja Vu should be in every Iron Maiden set list. This song is so packed with memorable melody lines, great flawless singing from Bruce Dickinson, great lead guitar from Smith and Murray. The hooks keep coming at your head so fast and furious, you don't even know which way to look. It's got your head spinning like Reagan in The Exorcist, because you're just like, holy shit, where's the next hook coming from? Is it coming that way? Is it coming that way? Is it coming up? Is it coming down? What the fuck am I supposed to do here? This song is so delicious, I want to eat it like a bag of Skittles. The main riff to it, you know, the melody line, it makes me think. I know this song lyrically is about someone, you know, going through their life and they're experiencing things, and they're like, holy shit, I've been here before. I've had this conversation before. It's a very real sensation. I've felt it. You've felt it. You know, it's a universal thing. That's what the song is about lyrically. But take the fucking lyrics out of the song for a minute. This song makes me think of someone walking outside late at night in the woods. They just saw a shooting star or a fucking meteor. Something just came down from the sky. They don't know what it is, and they're walking through the woods. And all of a sudden, they're out there and they see a big UFO, a big fucking flying saucer, a spaceship, all right? And this melody line makes me think the spaceship is just sitting there, all right? Sitting out there in the darkness, and it's got lights just gleaming all around it. All these multicolored lights just creating this, you know, total fantastic extraterrestrial type atmosphere, okay? That's what this melody line makes me think of. It makes me think of spaceships and aliens and shit. It makes me think of aliens getting off a spaceship and you're not sure if they come in peace or if they want to probe your ass. So that's the feeling this song gives me. That main melody line, it always makes me think of a spaceship rising up into the sky with a bunch of lights shining down and a big beam, and it's coming down to abduct people. That's what they could have. If I would have heard the music to this song, if I would have been presented with it and told the right lyrics to it, it. Me personally, I probably would have ended up writing something about aliens, alright? Spaceships, shit like that, because it's totally got that UFO, spacey type feeling to it, man. It's crazy, the feeling that gives you. I mean, it's just soaring, classic metal that you just can't top. A song like Deja Vu is something that should be put on a pedestal and worshipped because it's that fucking good. Deja Vu is a standout song on this album. It's my favorite song on the fucking album. I've always thought it was the best. Now, the album closes out with Alexander the Great, and this is quintessential Steve Harris right here. And he's giving Bruce Dickinson a lyric sheet that is just packed to the rafters with many lines that he's got to get out, and he's got to get them out in a convincing way and in a way that's melodic, in a way that's engaging. Bruce Dickinson has to be at the top of his game on a track like this because he has so much information that he needs to relay to the audience, just like he did on the last album, just like he did on Rime of the Ancient Mariner. There's a lot of shit here that he's got to get out there that Steve Harris has written down to go with this music, and this is a fun song. One noteworthy thing about it is there is a section later in the song, kind of in the middle, towards the second half of the track, where this really kind of evil sounding riff comes in for just like, I don't know, 20 or 30 seconds. This evil sounding riff comes in, and it's really cool because you rarely hear Maiden play a riff that sounds evil. That just doesn't happen. They're not that kind of band. Yeah, they play a lot of atmospheric shit, they play some aggressive sounding stuff, but you never hear something where you go, that had a sinister edge to it. Well, there's a little bit, it's sprinkled right in the middle of this song that I like. But yeah, Alexander the Great is a solid track, and it's a really good way to end this album. And my favorite tracks on this album, if I just had to pick three, they would be Deja Vu, The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner, and Caught Somewhere in Time. Those would be my three favorites. Those are the songs that I feel are the heart and soul of this album. They're the beating heart of this album. They're the oil in the engine of this fucking thing, okay? So I want you in the comment section, let me know your favorite tracks from Somewhere in Time, because man, just the futuristic imagery on this thing. I mean, I love stuff like the Terminator and stuff like that, and this album to me really just is evocative of that kind of thing. Just the way it sounds, that synth element. This is just a balls to the wall, operatic, grand metal classic in my opinion. The only thing on here that I feel like isn't that good is Heaven Can Wait and Stranger in a Strange Land. Those are the two songs that I'm like, they're kind of a dip in quality, but everything else is so damn good, and the imagery and the cover art and the performances, everything else is so good that just because the song has two moments that kind of dip, everything else makes up for it, man. This is a triumph for Iron Maiden. So let me know what you think of it, and guess what, guys? I'm gonna have lots more stuff for you, and I'll be seeing you again real soon.